Sean is in college with a major in psychology and a minor in business. He works very hard to balance those things in his life, such as work, school, and a social life. He loves music of all kinds, except for country, which I agree with. He's passionate about very many things, but I'm sure you'll hear this in his words this morning. He's very passionate about stigma, how stigma affected his recovery, affected his life, and how he's passionate about trying to do something about that. Sean also has talked about the loneliness that he experienced, and that really sort of profoundly spoke to me as something that, happens sometimes with folks when they start to feel that they're not connecting with other human beings, that they actually spend a lot of time by themselves, and that's an important part of recovery that he works on every day. So welcome, Sean.
Hi, everyone. As you said earlier, I'm Sean Smith. Just going briefly, I struggle a lot. I still struggle, but I struggle a lot in my early childhood. In my early childhood, I had a lot of trouble with loneliness, not being able to accept myself, social isolation, and depression. And the worst part about it for me was I didn't know the demons I was actually fighting until I got into 10th grade. In 10th grade, I was diagnosed with generalized anxiety disorder and Asperger's disorder, which makes it extremely, extremely tough to understand people and to understand people's emotions. Now, when I went into 10th grade, I also, at that time, was hospitalized 4 times for my depression. And for a lot of it, I felt like I didn't really deserve to be here. That I really had no purpose. But then things changed. In 10th grade, I started asking for help. And when I started asking for help, I got a different reception than what I was used to. I got a reception that was more loving, more caring than I've ever received before. After struggling with abuse and the loneliness, there was a light at the end of the tunnel. And one of those lights was the bridge. The bridge helped me see myself for who I really am. Working with my bridge worker, I've understood that I have value. And my bridge worker believed in me when no one else did. And that inspired me to do what I do now and to get up in front of you and talk about my struggle and my story. Now, one October day, I was sitting down with my bridge worker. After I've been pretty far along in my recovery, I talked to her and I said, hey, I really want to fight for people. I really want to fight for people who struggle like me, and I want to give them a voice, and I want them to share their stories with me. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm technically fighting for, though. And she said, Sean, you're fighting for mental health stigma. And I said, sign me up. Let's get this started. And now, ever since, I've been aggressively going after it and not holding back. I've joined a club at my school named Active Minds. I've become an e-board member there. I've also in the process of starting some initiatives at the school to help people share their story. By the way, I go to Worcester State University, sorry about that. And through all this, I've realized something, is that my drive is stronger than ever before. And I'm gonna fight tooth and nail to make sure that no one has to feel like I do, or like I did. And I'm gonna help college students, high school students, and anyone else who needs me. And if I leave you with one thing, I leave you with this, is that I'm never gonna stop fighting for people who need me. And there are a lot of people who need us. As professionals, as friends, as family, we need to be there for them. Thank you.